Okay, we are live and back, everybody, with episode 4 of Ballyhoo. When we left you last, I think we just managed to retrieve the radio from Tina, and we were figuring out what to do with it. We're in a little area where there's only Andrew Jenny left that we haven't figured out how to interact with. There's one absence today, but if you'd all like to say hello, so everybody knows who's playing.
Hello, just Lee here today.
Hi, Rosie here. Can I just say though, we definitely didn't retrieve the radio from Tina. We blatantly stole it off her.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And hi, I'm Woody.
Yeah, well, I mean, she has. I don't think she's noticed it's missing yet, so we could conceivably return it before she does, and then it'd just be.
You just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
no,
wouldn't
you're
be
right.
a nice gesture, but I suspect it wouldn't work.
This poor lady that can't move in her only entertainment.
Well, I mean, we did a nice thing by stroking her hand or something, and now she's staring into space. So, who's to say we haven't rescued her from the monotony of the local radio station? Speaking of which, as we finished last week, we were kind of stumped. We didn't really know what to do. We didn't know how to use the radio or any of the other things we've collected to interact with Andrew Jenny in a way that would allow us to go upstairs. Every time we try to, the Andrew half of Andrew Jenny stands in the way and fingers his weapon, I think is the phrase. But it occurred to me that when we read through the feelies, the program guide that you used to get with the game itself, there is an advert for a local radio station, and that advert has a frequency, an AM frequency in it. And so I thought, because we talked about this like last episode or the episode before, but we haven't actually shown it to anybody who's watching. So I thought it might be an idea to just have a little look. So this is a web page at GooTech that has a gallery of all of the of scans of all of the feelies that came with all of the Infocom games, and these are scans of the physical material that you got with Ballyhoo. And this here is the advert. It says Circus Week. WPDL welcomes you to the circus. In the golden days of this century, nothing matched the great family entertainment of an evening spent around the radio, except for those magical nights when the circus was in town. The travelling circus that time forgot, Inc. harkens back to a time of simple pleasures. That's why WPDL is proud to be the official sponsor of the Big Top for the week of August 18 to 24. Enjoy the show, and when you get home, tune in to music that soothes the savage beast. WPDL, 1170 AM, America's foremost classical AM radio station. Now,
That makes it sound like we should use it to soothe the savage beast, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm.
So the radio might not be for this at all.
I was actually wondering whether we should tune it and give it back to the poor lady from which we stole it, who was listening to just static.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so sweet, Lee.
I'm not cut out to play this game, am I?
1170 AM. Well, the first thing I think we can try is to tune the radio to 1170 AM and see what happens. We're in Jennifer's boudoir, and Andrew Jenny is here. It says he appears standoffish. She's looking bored. I don't know if maybe there's another radio station we could tune it to with more upbeat music or something. But anyway, let's try. Tune radio to 1170 AM. Okay. Doesn't know the word 11:70 a.m. Let's try adding a space. Too many nouns. Am, maybe.
Maybe just tune it to 1170.
You pick up a faint signal at 11:70, then it drifts into static. The reception here is horrible. It was 11:70, right?
But
Yeah,
maybe,
it was.
maybe this is location now. So
I was
maybe
gonna,
we
yeah.
tuned it, but now we need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, you could try just another random frequency. Yeah, it says you pick up a faint signal at 980, then it drifts into static. So I don't think it is specific to that frequency.
Okay, good test.
But it might just be that in this location, no frequency works.
It could be. It could be. Yes, and it could be that actually the radio is for taming the savage beast and Andrew is not the savage beast. It does continually say drifting out from the radio is a jumble of static every update, every tick of the game. So it's obvious we need to change it. We could turn the radio off. Maybe. The radio dial flickers and grows dark. Okay, so that'll stop telling us that there's static coming out of it at least.
Did you see that Maya suggested finding out how much money we've got, which gives us 4 digits, and then just tuning it to that?
1281, okay.
It feels random, but you never know.
Yeah. We get the same. Good shout, though.
Should I try it in a different location?
I mean, we could just walk around here and see if anything happens. We could walk back into the... Okay.
I mean, surely tuning it to 1170.
Yes, sorry, yes, you're right. Tune radio to 1170. Let's do that. And then we'll just... Okay. So that's all of Midway. We're at Midway entrance, it's still static. Connection, north into the wings, into the performance ring. We can't go west into the cage. South of connection is the white wagon. West is the turnstile, we can't go any further south. Prop tent. And north beside Big Top. No, there's no location where it isn't a jumble of static that we've encountered so far.
Did you go to where Tina was?
Yes.
It was fast, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I went all through the sideshow, every location in the sideshow, and then every location outside the tent and inside that we can access.
Can you go up at all?
Up?
Up the grandstand? Or the pole?
I mean,
Would that improve the signal?
There isn't an aerial on it, is there? So
we fumbled away the stool. I mean, I see what you mean for the reception. So should we drop all except radio? Oh shit. The balloon flies up and gets punctured on the ceiling with helium spitting out of it. The Fink zips wildly through the air and disappears. Okay.
Oh no.
All right, let's reload.
Restore and don't listen to me.
What's the Fink?
I think the Fink is just a phrase for the balloon. The little tinker disappears. A fink isn't like a fink, it's an old American word for something that zips about. Someone look it up.
It's
Okay.
an unpleasant or contemptible person.
Right. Okay. Or a balloon that's making a fart noise, maybe.
Have we done anything with the balloon?
No, but we know we can inhale helium.
Oh, that's right. Just feels like that's something that you should do to cheer someone up who's standing around being a bit bored.
Oh my God. So I've dropped everything except the radio and the balloon. I've gone up the ladder. We haven't dropped anything. And it says drifting out from the radio is the typical noisy hubbub of AM radio. You have found an oasis of nice soothing music. Drifting out from the radio is soothing classical music. Okay.
So if we encounter a lion or a tiger up a ladder, we're sorted.
Is there anything else up here? Have we been up here before? Is this
If
where
we-
the tightrope is?
Yes, it's where the tightrope is. And if we had the pole with us, which we don't, we could walk along the tightrope, and we had the balloon. We were on the other side. We could reach the balloon because it was up in the rafters in the top of the tent.
So is it not useful having it blaring out calming music up here because it sort of protects us in the rink below, perhaps, from beasts? I don't know if you can turn it up or whether.
Get the pole and go back up. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I can no longer go up with the pole. And if I go down, we can't hear it anymore. But if I go up and get radio and then turn up radio volume, doesn't know the word volume. Turn up radio. No. Make radio louder.
Perhaps it's another high place.
Yeah, if I go down, it's a jumble of static again.
Where other high places are there except, can we still get up to the top of the grandstand?
When we do that, it just says you turn around again. Was it north? Climbing up into the deserted, unlittered grandstands produces a disorienting sense of deja vu. You make a headachy descent down the steps. So no. There's going up from Jennifer's boudoir.
That is true. We don't manage to get up the stairs though before, because the guy blocks us, doesn't
Yeah.
he, from going up?
Okay, I'm picking everything back up again. So we can listen to the radio if we go up the rope. But we only know one station to tune it to, which is 1170, and that just gives us classical music. I mean, maybe there is an occasion where we have to climb something in order to escape from a savage beast that then starts climbing after us. And it's at that point that we can use the radio. in the meantime, let's turn our attention to Andrew Jenny and the fact that Jenny appears bored.
Well, we can be a clown.
Yeah. We can be a gorilla or a clown.
Or both.
And someone with someone with a high voice.
That sounds fucking hilarious to me.
How
I
can you not be entertained?
was watching clips from Green Wing earlier today, and that sounds like exactly the kind of thing that would happen on Green Wing. Or we need all of those things in order to make ourselves ridiculous. I don't know, but we could certainly try putting the clown mask on.
Or a clown for one and a gorilla for the other.
Maybe.
I imagine it'd be a different costume would trigger one of the different personalities.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Didn't we sort of think that we sort of needed to get them to interact with one another? That way they wouldn't be watching us and we could go up the stairs. Have I imagined that?
I don't think we had any kind of clue that that was the case. We did surmise that that might be it. Okay, so we can't talk with the clown mask on.
Right. I was going to say tell Jenny a joke, but that's not going to work.
We tried this. Okay. Ask Jenny about herself is a long silence tells you that Jenny isn't interested in talking about Jenny.
Ask her about clowns.
Thinks we mean Chuckles the clown. She's not interested in talking about that. Everything else that we've tried, she's not interested in talking about. Just Andrew, and she says, "Just don't get on his bad side, honey." Do we think that she is his bad side? We could just try randomly giving them things.
Yeah. Have you tried? Did we try the squeaky voice? I think we did, didn't we? Did we try it with them?
I think we can go open balloon and then breathe helium. So we lose the balloon and we manage to momentarily hold the helium in our lungs. So we need something to say, don't we?
Make Jenny laugh?
I mean, we probably need to try out some things and then try it with a squeaky voice. The only thing that we know how to ask is... Okay, as a squeaky voice emerges, you're surprised, but Jenny isn't at all amused. So that explains that. And we've now lost the voice. So let's just try that again on Andrew. Open balloon, breathe helium. Ask Andrew about Jenny, and he's not amused. Okay. So it does appear that we need to use that voice to amuse somebody.
Can we sing a song?
Just to quickly note, Ian has turned up.
Hello.
So I hope you guys don't mind if you just sort of sit to the background for a bit.
Does Ian mind?
He minds vehemently, but I've got stuff about him, so he hasn't got a choice.
Okay.
That was well dodgy, Mike, but
Yeah.
okay.
We won't pry. But maybe Ian can help us figure out what the hell to do. There's too much background to explain.
I know. I don't know. I'll do it when I'm on mute. But
Can we look at the map,
Yeah.
please?
We are here. And that there is an up from here, isn't there? So we know that there's an up. It does appear as if we need to use the helium to amuse someone.
Well, there's two uses, aren't there? Potential uses. There's the squeaky voice, and there's the fact that when you let it go, it goes up, which
Yeah.
it did by accident, but
It just buzzes off, doesn't it? Like we did it once by accident when we dropped it going up the rope ladder, and it happens automatically when we take a breath. But I wonder if we need more to amuse Jenny. Maybe we need to put the mask on.
Did you try the gorilla suit?
I think we did last time. Did we not like try put the gorilla suit on outside and then walk in?
I think we did, didn't we?
I don't really.
Because we were wondering whether Andrew wouldn't be such a tough guy against the gorilla, but it didn't make any difference, did it?
But we could try. So if we go wear mask and then open balloon and then breathe helium, the clown mask is in the way. Remove mask, breathe helium, oops.
But then you won't be able to say anything.
Wear mask. And you exhale your lungs full of helium. So yeah, it's literally, as soon as we breathe it in, we have to speak. So the other thing we can do is wear the gorilla suit. So let's try wearing the gorilla suit, opening the balloon, and then breathing helium, which works. And now ask Jenny about Andrew. No. It makes no difference that we're wearing the gorilla suit.
Can we release the balloon to see if the balloon will go upstairs?
I mean, when we breathe, the balloon does release in there. I don't really know.
Well, it must deflate.
Oh, or you can say drop balloon, can't we? The balloon flies up and gets punctured on the ceiling with helium spitting out of it. The fink zips wildly through the air and disappears. I think that's just standard text for if you drop the balloon.
I'm just wondering if we try that in other places, like outside. Can we try anything to it?
Like what? We don't have any string or anything.
Is there not a string on it? It was tied to something.
It was tied closed.
The only thing I can think of which is light enough that it might be able to pick up was the feather, but now I'm completely confused. Do we still have a feather?
A feather?
Yeah,
Did we ever have a feather?
I've never had a feather.
Oh, okay.
There's a boa. There's a feather boa, right? She's not interested in talking about Jenny's apparel. Oops. About gun. Oh.
Chris, could you just remind me exactly what happens when we try to go up?
Sure.
Why does he stop us?
Andrew
just
goose
that he-
steps into a position in front of the spiral staircase, dragging Jenny's high heels across the ground. There Andrew stands, blocking your way up. Stiffly he pats his holster a couple of times, and you hear its leather crinkle. Drifting out from the radio, is a jumble of static.
I've had an idea about the radio. If we give it back to the mountain girl, is she tall enough that when she lifts it up to her ear, would it be high enough, I wonder?
So you mean tune it and give it back to her?
Yeah. I mean, she's big enough to take up 2 locations, so... And we can't climb up her.
She's oblivious. There's no hint that we need to give it back to her. There's no hint that she wasn't happy with what was coming out of the radio in the first place.
Can we get from here to any of the animals' cages?
No.
How do we get to them?
Presumably through a location that we haven't unlocked yet. There's a tunnel, there's the animal tunnel that we can't get into that goes into the tent, and there's the cage inside the tent that's locked.
But we did manage to lift the tent and crawl under the tent in another location. I wonder whether there are other places we can try that.
It might be worth trying, because it feels like the hint we've got is that the radio tames something. So finding some animals
Right.
seems sensible.
And we have the stool to
Yeah.
kind
Okay.
of.
Yeah.
I still think we haven't unlocked Andrew Jenny, but
No, but we're stuck.
well,
Yeah, maybe this isn't the thing that
I don't
unlocks
think-
that.
Yeah, okay. So here, about waist high, a barred passage for wild animals extends several yards out from the big top.
Can we crouch down and see if there's a way in?
Crawl into passage.
Yeah, the big top appears securely bound here. Yeah, that's the only other location where we bump into the big top. The bars of the barred passage are too closely spaced, so we can't get inside it. And if we go in to the performance ring, look at cage, you see nothing unusual about the lion's den. If you go west, it says the cage door is closed. Open door, the cage is locked. Look at lock. All you can tell is that the cage door is closed. Open, yeah, we can't, we just tried that. Do nothing interesting about it. If we go south from connection, look at wagon. The familiar logo for the travelling circus time forgot ink is emblazoned across the long side of the white wagon. The closed office door is at the east. If you go east, it's closed. If you open the door, it's locked. Look at lock. All you can tell is that the office door is closed. Look under wagon. Nothing eye-catching under the white wagon. That's where the pole was.
What? I can't even think of any other locations.
So the one other thing that we haven't done
The guard and the other
is get Taft.
tent. Right, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know why we would want Taft.
Does anyone know anything about Taft?
No, do you?
No,
He-
but I might look him up.
He's an American president with I think he
Yeah,
had a
but when was the
big
question?
moustache.
Is he? Is he?
When? I mean,
Is
like,
he
I don't know, 1880s or something?
which doesn't that sort of match the time period that Andrew is depicting? That sort of gunslinger.
Is there anything in the feelies that came with it that mentioned Taft?
1909 to 1913. So there are some things in the feelies about all of the characters. So there are these character descriptions here. Where's the one? These are people that we haven't met yet. There's one for Andrew Jenny here. Andrew Jenny, half man, half woman, believe it or not. In the world of physical phenomenon, few genetic oddities can compete with a strange union of a man and a woman in one body. It is particularly rare and fascinating to find the figure split vertically, with one half entirely given over to the male and the other half entirely to the female. The travelling circus that Time Forgot Inc. is honoured to call itself home to Andrew Jenny, a delightful example of this particular biological quirk. Andrew is the epitome of masculine bravado, while Jenny exudes a beguiling femininity. Guests are received in Jenny's cosy boudoir, where time flies by in the distinguished company of one of nature's most intriguing curiosities.
Chris, just a thought. We chose a gender.
Yep.
So is this where this comes into play, that we have to have whichever gender flirt with the opposite?
I mean, that's something we could try. I'm taking Taft with us. What the hell? We're in a new location, guys.
Open tent? That's new. Yeah.
How did we get here?
I think I just went south from Midway entrance. What?
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping it's not because we're carrying a big standee of President Taft.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought this can't be because we're carrying Taft. Surely. It says menagerie. This scrawny patch of dirt offers a square cage on its west side, an open tent giving off a dank, earthy smell on its east side, and a well-worn path along the tent to the southeast. A soiled, sagging banner beckons north. This way to the egress. So Midway entrance. It says to the west is the turnstile exit from the Midway, which continues east. The side of the big top borders to the north. A soiled, sagging banner beckons south. And I think we read the banner, and it says to Menagerie, but we never went south. Oh, well. Wow. Okay. That's my bad.
Let's explore.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe the radio is now more useful. So we have a square cage on its west side, an open tent on its east side. So this is interesting, isn't it? So I wonder if it's really like this. Cage. Tent. And then there was a a path to the southeast. Let's just stay outside for a sec. Or let's look at the cage. See nothing unusual about the cage. The slow-moving sound of massive chains from inside the tent is heard. Okay, that sounds like it might be an elephant. Can we go west into the cage? Cage door is closed. Oh, okay, let's try southeast.
Is it locked closed?
I haven't tried opening it just in case it opens and something bad comes out of it. But we can go back and check. Southeast, Menagerie Nook. You are standing outside of the elephant tent. Along its side wall to the north sits a cage with straw poking out of it. The menagerie is northwest of here. Facing you on the east side, there's a big old plywood sideshow front, faded beyond recognition. It serves as the barrier wall of an enclosed structure behind the elephant tent. Okay, we're outside the elephant tent. Along its side wall to the north is a cage with straw poking out of it. So this is Menagerie Nook.
Is that the cage we just walked past?
I don't think so, no. Because that cage was west here. And this is... Oops. And the cage is north. And there's also a sideshow front, was it? Plywood sideshow front serves as a barrier wall of an enclosed structure behind the elephant tent. That's facing us on the east side, so that's here. If you say look at cage, it says it's not as high as Marla's cage. If you go north, the cage door is closed.
Who's Marla?
I don't know.
Okay, just making sure.
But this then means that there's another location in between here then. Another cage. Okay, let's try going back here. Open cage. The cage door is locked. Okay. So the cage is to the west, yeah? A square cage on the west side with a locked door. East is the tent. So if you go east, with upraised tusks and flailing trunk, the elephant backs you off. We can't go in the tent. We can go southeast. And if you go east from here, we can't go that way either. Look at sideshow front. The sideshow front is warped and faded beyond recognition. Open cage. Door is locked. That's it.
I mean, are we meant to sort of think of this as there being like tents where the animal is displayed and then like a cage behind it where they get locked overnight? Hence there'll be lots of tents and lots of cages.
Well, that's an interesting response. I've tried climbing over the sideshow front. And it says I'm crazy, doesn't understand what I'm trying to do. But if I go up, it says your arms are too full.
If you drop everything, can you go up?
Except the balloon. You hoist yourself up and onto the cage. You're standing in semi-darkness on top of a cage next to the elephant tent, which rises above. You can see faintly a rope ladder hanging from the top edge of the tent.
Do you want to go and get the radio and bring the radio up here?
Yeah. Yeah, so So this. So this is like up. To, was it top of cage?
I'm just trying to read some of the blurb from the game.
Uh-huh.
And the one about the elephants says that the using only a bullwhip and a chair, the fearless trainer masters the savage beasts, commanding them to perform a series of dramatic stunts. I just thought that was interesting that it happened to use those exact words
Yeah. Is that about the elephants or about
about the elephants.
right?
Well, I think it also mentions the tigers.
Yeah. So we've died.
Oh,
I tried going down to get the radio, and it says we fall awkwardly down from the cage. Not so fast. What do you mean not so fast? Oh. Reports of your demise have been grossly exaggerated. You suffer little more than an injured pride. Okay. Fine. So we're in Menagerie Nook. Our ticket's here. Our gorilla suit's here. President William Howard Taft is here. As is a clown mask, a transistor radio, and a stool. So let's get the radio.
there was a lot of text that went past just then. Did it say anything else?
No, it was just the description of Menagerie Nook. It was the same description we've had before.
Okay.
And now, presumably, if I go up, I'm on top of cage. I have the radio, a balloon, and 1281. There was a rope ladder, right? So I think I'm going to save. Okay, I guess I go up again. You grasp the ladder firmly and climb up. On the tent. You're standing unsteadily on top of a gabled tent. On one edge of the tent, a rope ladder leads down, drops down. So tune radio to 1170. Oh, sorry. Turn on radio. Tune radio to 1170. Drifting out from the radio is soothing classical music. Do you think I can just drop the radio here? It slides off the tent, obviously. Right. The radio's here again.
Can we tie the radio to the balloon and have it drift down into the elephant cage?
I tried tying the balloon to the radio, and you can't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We could try tying the. No.
How many cages are there? I'm struggling to picture this.
I think there's two.
And both of them, we've tried the doors.
Yes. I mean, if we go northwest from Nook, there is a cage door to our west. I mean, I don't think we can go up. No.
We tried dropping the radio at that halfway point.
If you try and climb that cage, it says grabbing hold of the rusted iron bars, you hike one leg up into the air, and then add wood a prisoner, hang your head in despair. So we can't climb on top of that cage.
And those cages are empty. Can we, if we look in them, they're just empty, are they?
Oh, look in cage. Peering into the cage, you observe a gargantuan and thoroughly bored gorilla sitting on a helter-skelter bed of straw. Well done. Okay, so there's a gorilla in one of them. I know what you're thinking.
Do you want to add that to the map?
Yes.
so that we can differentiate the different cages.
So this cage, and presumably,
Presumably, this gorilla is called Marla.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. But also, we've all seen Trading Places. I mean, I could
God.
look in this cage. The confines of the cage are so darkly shaded that you cannot distinguish anything inside, except for a hoop keyring hanging against the far wall, which happens to be illuminated by a spot of soft light.
Jeez.
Wait, which cage is this one?
This is the one to the north of the menagerie nook. You can't
we
reach
use-
the skeleton key.
Could we use the pole to get it?
I mean, the pole sounds like a good idea, but we thought we'd already used that. But maybe we need to go and use it again.
Try it.
Oops. North. Connection. North, north. Get pole. South. South. Put ticket in slot. Oh my god. I left the ticket on the ground.
Chris!
So I had another thought when you mentioned Trading Places.
Yes.
Yes, Mike.
Well, the whole point of the Trading Places thing is that it's not Eddie Murphy dressed as a gorilla that gets into trouble. So should we be putting the gorilla outfit on Taft
Oh my
and then
god.
throwing Taft into the cage?
Surely, if we wear the gorilla outfit, that means we can go into the cage with the gorilla.
Had you seen Trading Places?
I have, and he was perfectly happy. They were very happy together.
Right up until the point where he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
I agree. I think us putting it on first and walking in is probably the first thing to try, but I'm just...
I assume we need the key though, because it's
Okay. Yeah. Yes. This. I mean, we've been lax in looking in things and on things. Very poor. Or even just going south when it tells you to. Yes, but point taken about putting other people or cardboard cutouts in the gorilla suit. I mean, we can try that. I do also think we need to figure out where to put the transistor radio or how to position it so that it picks up the radio station without sliding off the tent. But anyway, we have multiple avenues now. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to get the suit and Taft. I'm going to put Taft in suit. Useless. Utterly useless. Right.
I mean, it doesn't have to be so blunt about it being a stupid idea. Oh.
What exactly did you expect Taft to do once he was in the suit?
Be useful.
Taft, go and get that key. You're thin enough to slide through the bars.
What? Wait. But the key's in a different cage.
Yeah, there's no gorilla in the key cage, so I reckon let's just go get the key.
Yeah. Okay, I've got the ticket this time. I've got a ticket, a radio, and a balloon, and some money. I'm saving over. Okay. Get key with pole. Using the fiberglass pole, You fish the hoop ring off the wall. It slides down the raised pole and jingles into your hand.
Nice, good work. Well done.
We have a skeleton key.
And points too.
Points!
And access to the office and all the cages, perhaps.
Maybe. Okay, what do we think we should do now?
Skeleton key, that'll get into lots of places, right?
Save.
Potentially. Sorry?
Save.
Yes, save.
I think the office probably has fewer like gorillas and tigers and elephants in it.
Can you open the cage we just got that from with the key?
Oh yeah, open cage. Oh, unlock cage probably. Unlock cage. Cage door is now unlocked. Open cage. Cage doors creak slowly open. Oh! Inside cage. This barred rectangular hovel is blanketed with straw and has the look, if not the smell, of a human dwelling. Its south side door stands open. In contrast with the seedy surroundings, an expensive-looking pair of headphones lies on the straw. There's a bucket here. Inside the bucket you see a corpuscular lump of meat. Wowzers.
Somebody's daughter has been locked in the cage.
Yeah, I wonder. Can we get the headphones?
And plug them into the radio.
Yeah.
What do Americans say, Woody?
Use. Just use headphones with radio.
I don't know, it's a wireless these days.
Switch on
Bluetooth.
Yeah. Join.
I'm just looking at them. It's a nice pair of
Use-
headphones with a built-in cassette player, which contains a tape, which is now not spinning. The controls allow you to either play, record, advance, rewind, or eject the tape. A counter on the player reads 372. Oh, okay. So this is a Walkman.
Wear headphones.
We need to listen to what's on the tape, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I'm saving at this point.
Rewind tape.
The headphones, seemingly tailored for a pinhead, fit you like a vice. And since they can be listened to without being worn, you remove them. Okay. So that's like a little indicator that it was a small, someone with a smaller head than us. Or a child, I guess. Okay, so should we just start playing it, or should we rewind and then start playing?
Well, I guess if we play it, we can see where it was. Well, it's got a counter on it, hasn't it? So 370.
Yeah, 372. You have to remember that. Play tape. You adjust the controls and you hear from the headphones the blare of a Jimi Hendrix guitar solo. The counter reads 434. I'm just going to play tape again. It's already playing. Okay. Stop tape.
I guess.
Rewind tape. You adjust the controls and the cassette tape begins to rewind rapidly. The counter reads 186. Play tape. You adjust the controls and you hear from the headphones the blare of a Jimi Hendrix guitar solo. You can also hear in the background the subliminal low tones of a voice you recognize as Rimshaw's. He repeats these words over and over again. At the clap of my hands you shall obey my every command.
So we hear him hypnotizing someone.
Yeah. We're at 248 now.
Keep playing it.
Yep, same. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning then. Okay. So there's just Jimi Hendrix at the beginning. And then Rimshaw. And Rimshaw.
Oh, do you think she was hypnotized by this tape? So she was
Yes.
listening to this, and then Rimshaw's hypnotized her. This is a very long solo.
Yeah. And it stops at 9:30.
So
Okay.
is it just between 186 and 248 that the hypnotism is?
Yeah.
Oh, but that. So now we know that he kidnapped the daughter.
Well, he was certainly
A part of it.
a part of it, yeah.
Potentially.
What's on the other side?
Yeah, you can eject it, can't you?
The tape simply will not eject. Okay. So that appears like we can't listen to the other side. Well, I guess we put on a gorilla suit and get in with a gorilla.
I mean, or we tried to get Andrew or Jenny to wear the headphones and play that and see whether they'll obey our commands because we've hypnotized them.
Maybe. I mean, we've got a few other things to go at now. I'm just going to drop all except balloon ticket. Oh, let's try going in the office.
I guess we can also record something, perhaps.
Yeah, that occurred to me as well.
Yeah, what if we record the soothing music?
Oh,
Because it says you don't need to wear the headphones to hear the stuff.
that's genius.
What?
Do we want to? We don't want to record over the hypnotism thing, do we?
I was also wondering whether we needed to record Rimshaw unhypnotizing someone to play to the daughter.
Can we like forward wind it and record from after the
From after the,
hypnotizing?
yes. Okay.
So you're saying that we need to get somewhere high where we can get the radio working and then record the music. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, there was somewhere here, wasn't there? Didn't we climb up on the top of something? And... Oh, he's on it. He's on it.
Oh, we're inside the cage still. In which case we left some stuff in the cage.
It's 1 minute to 8. It's 1 minute to 8, guys.
Oh, my arms are too full. What don't we need? Ticket, key. So, no, damn. Radio, headphones, balloon. There's nothing
Maybe
else we can
start
drop.
next week with this.
There's nothing else we can drop. Okay, I'm just gonna go and try and get in the office.
I guess the other thing we can do is record our squeaky voice.
We could.
I mean, there's an awful lot of things we could do, but
Well, I think we have some stuff to go at. I'm turning that bloody radio off again. Okay. Unlock. Oops. Door. Oh. Okay, so that doesn't work. The skeleton key does not unlock the office.
And there's the cage in the big top, isn't there?
The one that I've just gone to and unlocked.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. The cage door creaks slowly open.
I'm not sure you can make the tiger wear the headphones.
Okay. So, we've gone into the cage. The big cats suddenly spring out of their slumber and begin moving stealthily around the den as if in preparation for a feeding. Lion's Den. Here inside the round cage you stand in a dingy indoor twilight, surrounded by a panorama of closely spaced bars. The cage door that you're still keeping an eye on is to the east. Built into the southern side of the round cage there is a square grate which is lowered, blocking some sort of passage. The lion's stand is sitting a few yards away from where you first saw it. As you exit the den, the lions quit pacing and hunker back down into the sawdust.
do we have the meat or the stool with us?
No, we haven't got any of those things with us.
Yeah.
I've now exited and locked the door again.
You want stool and a whip, right?
Yes. Or a radio playing soothing music.
We were joking so much about whipping the lions. I can't even remember whether that was a joke or whether I can't even remember where that came from now.
No, that was the only thing that I'd read about this game before we started. Was that there is the parser, that there's a difference between telling the parser to hit the lion with the whip or to whip the lion. Which does seem to imply that we need a whip before we do anything with lions.
It does somewhat. I suppose the same as if you're doing it with cream. Whip the cream, hit the cream with the whip.
Exactly. If you hit someone with whipped cream, then that'll probably hurt quite a lot. But if you whip someone... Wait. Never mind.
Splendid.
Okay, on that note...
Now, I think backing gently out of the lion's cage and locking the door again before next week is a good idea.
Yes. That's what I've done.
But we can go in the gorilla cage with the gorilla suit now as well.
That would be the thing to try next week. So why don't we...
Yeah.
Why don't we leave it on that note? Next week, we're going to get in the gorilla cage with the gorilla suit and deal with the consequences.
Splendid.
All right, everyone. Thanks all. Please join again, Ian. If you
Yes.
have...
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
All right, see everybody. Bye all.